You need some help finding your parents?
There's a scare monster on the loose. Scare monsters are the worst.
Little girl.
Well, I guess we closed everything. Yeah, now we're safe. I wonder who that could be. Yeah, let's go see. We did it, Piggy. Very funny.
Hi, welcome to Short Film Showcase. I'm your host, Catherine Cook, and today I have with me Adam Harper of Scare Monster. Hi, Adam.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. I have to say that movie was so cute.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I actually had walked out of a tough meeting and I watched it and I was like, oh, now I feel better about life.
That's
was
great.
really
You know,
cute.
that's the whole attitude and vibe that I want to impart on behalf of the project. That I think it's pretty clear very early on that the kids are steering the absurdity and the silliness of the project, and you know, it's designed just to make people smile and to brighten someone's day.
They definitely stole the show.
Yes.
So what was it like with most of your cast being under the age of 6?
I felt like a really interesting and fun challenge as a director, because it was very clear from very early on that I wasn't going to get more than maybe 2 really invested takes from the kids, because filmmaking can be a very long and very boring process. Mm-hmm. And part of the concept also was to be doing something with the kids that was going to engage them, that something creative for them to be involved with.
Yeah.
And if you watch the film, there's a lot of different setups. There's like 55 or 60 different camera angles in the whole thing. So it was done very like run and gun style, because I had to keep the kids engaged.
Yeah, I like the one scene where the little girl's like, oh, there's a scare monster, and she spits out the water, and then you see the other angle where she spits out the water. It was really cute.
Yeah, thanks. I wanted to do that, just carry that as long as I could. Mm-hmm. If I could have had 7 different angles and just like this ridiculously long spit take, that's what I was going to do.
Okay. All right. Now, how did you find these little kids? Are they related to you, or did you put out an ad? I mean, did you put out an ad?
No. They're all friends, like family friends.
Okay.
So the little boy in the movie, his great grandfather built this little cabin outside of Wakefield, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And we had gone up there. Just it's like a summer home, but we had gone up there in October. It was still nice enough to be hanging out. And this cabin that his great grandfather had built is just filled with so many interesting little things. It started off as a very simple, rustic, like log cabin kind of thing, just like one room with a fireplace. But then he wanted a garage.
Okay.
So he built a garage on. But as soon as he built the garage, his wife says, "Oh, no, this is the kitchen." So then 6 or 7 years later, he built another garage. And they're like, no, now this is the master bedroom. So every few years, he would build another room onto the house, hoping to get a garage. And it just became the next room in the house. So
does he have a garage?
Eventually, he just built another structure like on the property. So yes, he eventually got his garage, but every room has a wallpaper of a different era or door handles from a different era. And I visited them once and was like, we got to film something here because the house itself is its own character.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so I assume the main house, that house you're describing, is where majority of it happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
like where all the kids are locking the doors and sealing it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some really cute, like you were saying, interesting details on things they had to lock up. I like some of the cabinets, and it was a great showcase for the house. Now, how did you come up with the idea of the scare monster in the first place?
Well, okay, so it's the father of the little boy. He was like, I got this idea. The littlest girl, Ceci, she's going to be like a ghost and she's going to be haunting and we're all going to be at this dinner party and she's going to come by and scare us all. But then once I started getting invested in this, I realized that the adults were way more interested in like drinking beer and playing games. And so it was harder to wrangle the adults than it was to wrangle the children. So it just organically evolved into this scare monster thing. There was no budget, and it was, how do we incorporate like a child villain monster, who's going to be killing people, but we can't have any blood or any special effects. And it was to be some kind of boo scare monster. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely is a boo scare monster. What is the thing she picks up when she's at the beach?
So she was playing and I was just like shooting the kids, just doing whatever. And she had picked up this crab shell. Okay. And I go, Ceci, you gotta break it. Will you please break it? She goes, no, this is like my favorite shell. I go, you have to do it, because I wanted that moment to be like, we see this sweet little girl at the beach, but when she breaks this thing open, hopefully that's indicating that there's something a little bit more sinister within her.
Okay. And I gotta say, it looked like the adults were having fun too, as she came up and she scared them and everyone's falling down. Were these also friends of yours that just everybody came together?
Yeah. So it's my wife, and then myself, and then two other couples. We were all out there at this vacation house for a weekend in October, and I just pulled everyone together to get this thing made.
Okay. So you said it was low budget. How much was the budget?
I would say, well, I did buy a small lens that fits onto my iPhone 12. That cost about $55. But that was about it. That's about the budget of the movie. It was $55.
Okay. Plus, I'm sure juice and crackers, juice and cookies, things like that.
You sure? There were some muffins. There were some muffins involved. I think we had lasagna. So
Ooh.
if that gets counted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, food's important. Got to have the food budget.
I gotta feed my crew, my cast.
Yeah, I love it. So where are you planning to submit it to any film festivals, any acceptance, things like that?
Right. So I did start looking into this, and it turns out that there's regular film festivals, but then there's all of these different niche festivals. For example, there are festivals only for films that are shot on an iPhone. There are festivals for films that were made for less than $1,000. So I have begun the process of submitting it to different festivals like that. Now, I've really only been submitting to them from the beginning of this year. And it takes, most of these films have like an 8-9 month on ramp before they make their decision. So hopefully Scare Monster will be coming to a film festival near you.
Okay. Yeah, you got to let me know. That would be really cool. Especially, to
I
add.
definitely submitted to something in Rhode Island. We'll see. I mean, some of these film festivals can be $40, $50, $60, $70 to submit. And Scare Monster is a very homespun, wholesome movie. So I don't want to necessarily break my bank trying desperately to get it into film festivals. It's online. You can see it at scaremonsterfilm.com. You can find it on YouTube. Really, I just want people to see it. I just want people to smile and to appreciate what I was able to do with these kids.
Okay. And you can see it on Channel 9. And
you can see it here on Channel 9.
Exactly. That's why you're here. And
Yes.
I post the episodes from Channel 9 up on YouTube too, so you can see it in a lot of places.
That's the goal. Yes.
Okay. Is there going to be a sequel?
So the kids in the movie, they all go to the same elementary school, and they became micro celebrities after this.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I showed up to the birthday party of one of the girls, and there were little kids coming up to me like, "Are you really the director of Scare Monster?"
I love it. Love it.
So yes, I would love to do a sequel to Scare Monster. Scare Monster Christmas. We'll make it a big Christmas themed thing, and then I would love it to be, the classic thing with a sequel is that everything is bigger, right? So the scares have to be bigger. So I'm thinking that Scare Monster maybe she might break into like an electric conductor plant and get electrocuted so that when she's scared, she like shoots lightning out of herself, or or super powered so that when she like boom, it knocks someone through a wall. I will be incorporating some special effects into the sequel.
Okay, so if you need any extras or anything like that, that sounds like a lot of fun. Just saying.
Well, I know that pretty much all of PS39 in Brooklyn wants to be involved, and I'm thinking that a really great, amazing conclusion for this would be to have just an auditorium full of people.
Okay.
That she gets up on stage, and there's an awkward moment like, hey, little girl, you want to see the microphone? And she gives her little sweet boo. And then just pandemonium, like spreading like a wave throughout the audience.
Aww.
That would be something I would really like to see in the Scare Monster sequel.
Okay. All right. If you do the Scare Monster sequel, you have to let me know so you can come back so we can show that one too, right? Like that one's.
I would be flattered. I would love to.
All right. That's on the immediate to-do list.
Okay.
Okay. So.
On it.
Outside of doing really cute movies, what I've seen, I know that you were in Law and Order, was it Organized Crime?
Yeah, that's right.
And you've done a lot as an actor. How did you get into acting?
I was a theater major in college. I also participated in a lot of theater in high school, and I was just a movie buff. I worked in a video store in high school. It was like my dream job. And I got involved with theater because that was the closest thing I could possibly find in Phoenix, Arizona that was tangential or running parallel to film and movies. So I got a degree in theater, always hoping to be more involved in film and television. And here I am this many years later, and I'm still grinding away at it. And knock on wood, I make my living doing it. And now I'm getting a little bit more ambitious. I have another project that I'm filming coming up pretty soon. It's called Dear Liza. You can go to Dear Liza Film to learn more about that. But being an actor, it's a lot of standing on the sidelines. There's kind of a pick me attitude and mentality to it. And I have a little bit more creative drive than that. And so I'm beginning to do more of my own stuff.
Okay. So in Dear Liza, are you acting? Are you behind the camera, directing?
I'm everything. I'm writer, director. I'm acting in it. I'm producing it. I'm fundraising for it. So do you know the song, There's a Hole in the Bucket? There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza.
Oh, yeah.
Liza.
Yeah.
So it's like a sketch comedy version of that classic song.
Okay.
And so I'm in discussion. I'm talking to a band in Austin, Texas, who's going to record a new version of that song in the bluegrass vein for the film. Yeah, it's really fun. And Scare Monster showed me that, I'll take a step back. As an actor, the job is very much performative. They tell you, you stand over here, this is your lines. Okay, now say your lines again, now change it this way. And it's kind of like being a musician. Speed up the tempo, slow down. But when I was doing Scare Monster, for example, I got to make 1,000 tiny creative decisions. And it was just on me to make all those decisions, whether it be editing or the music or whatever. And that kind of creative process is really wonderful to be a part of. So, yeah, I'm doing more of that.
Yeah, I can see in your face as you're talking about it, that passion comes through.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, all right, Dear Liza is coming up next, and we're looking forward to the sequel to Scare Monster.
Yeah, Scare Monster Christmas.
Scare Monster Christmas, and as soon as Scare Monster Christmas is coming out, you're emailing me right away.
I will.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. This has been Short Film Showcase I'm Catherine Cook, and I've been talking with Adam Harper.